people, when Brad Bird finally said he was going to do Incredibles 2, thought...
Too late. 15 years too late.
Yeah, what he said. Hello everybody, how's it going? I am LazerDude. Welcome to another one of my predictions for the superhero movies coming out in 2018! One of these days I'm going to say that so fast I'm going to explode. But for right now, I'm okay. So now it's time to go on to Incredibles 2. That's right, Incredibles 2 is going to be coming out this year, and I am super excited for it because unlike a lot of the movies that Disney and Pixar had been making sequels to, I thought Incredibles was one of the ones that was perfectly set up for a sequel. You had the world built up, you had the characters entering a new age, now it's time to move into that new age, and... okay, Cars 2, well that's fine, but now we can... okay, fine, Toy Story 3, that's fine, oh that was great, no problem there. Alright, but now we can... okay, we can go back, Monsters, Inc., Monsters University, that's fine. Finding Nemo's getting a sequel, what? But, well, I mean, it was good, but... Cars 3? Get to the Incredibles already! What are we gonna do now? Ratatouille 2, the dessert? But finally, after all these years, it is finally time to move on to the Incredibles. So what do we get from the trailer? Well, we get from the trailer that it takes right off from the first one. We see the Underminer, we see the family when they put all their masks together, we see them all working and fighting and working together, but we also see that it is time that somebody is trying to bring the superheroes out of hiding. Now, I thought that, from what it was implied from the first movie, I thought that what we were going to get was all superheroes would be back and it was going to be a family thing now. But no, that's not the case anymore. It seems like superheroes are still supposed to be underground, but this business guy, who we don't know his name, is trying to bring that out, which most likely will lead to him being the villain, but we'll get to that in the predictions part. Anyway, he says the most well-suited person to help bring back the supers is Elastigirl. And he says that, and when he said that on first, I'm like, what? But wasn't Mr. Incredible the most popular superhero? But then in my mind I went, wait, he was also the one behind most of the lawsuits, so good call there, guy. So yeah, so Helen is out going, fighting crime in order to get the law repelled, and Bob has to dealing with the family at home. But there's also this other super villain that's coming out, one with hypnosis powers, and I don't know how that plays into the overarching story, but it will. So what am I most excited for? As I said, The Incredibles had the perfect world set up for an expansive movie. I am excited to see the story continue. You know, because The Incredibles, as you will see eventually in my Incredibles animated look-back review, which is coming out soon, I've already filmed it, just got to edit it, The Incredibles was just a very important movie for me growing up. I loved it, I rewatched it all the time, watched all the special features on it, heck, even the commentary, and I don't do that for just anything. I'm excited to see Bob back. I'm excited to see how he has to deal with family life now, and Helen has to deal with superhero stuff. You know, a play on what both of their, their goals have been to this point. I'm excited to see Elastigirl kick some more butt, because she was always, like, one of my favorite characters. But shouldn't she be Elasti-Woman? I mean, like, she has 3 flipping kids. She ain't a girl anymore. She is a woman. And that's what I'm really excited for, to see all these characters come back and just to see more of the stuff, especially with our advanced special effects, which is like the first one was fine and all, but we've come a long way in terms of speed and how well they can do with their powers and what they can do with them, and they can really do a lot. So I'm really looking forward to that. So what is my biggest fear? Honestly, I don't think this movie should have taken off right after. I know it's a weird thing to say, but I was thinking that they were going to go some years ahead, you know? Violet now maybe in her 18s, going into young adulthood. Dash now being a teenager and having to deal with, reeling himself in. Bob maybe having to realize that he might have to pass on the torch, and Jack, you know, having to hold himself back because he's more powerful than anyone else in his family, and yet he's the youngest and most inexperienced out of all of them. That's what I was thinking. And I guess, you know, Helen doing stuff too. Maybe that's why it just didn't lead to an area where you can put everybody in a scenario. You know, maybe I just wanted Jack to have a personality and not just baby. Because that's what, you know, when it comes to animation, like, that's what all babies are. They're just baby personality. You can't really get a lot out of them after that. So my biggest fear is maybe this story that they're telling, maybe it's too late. Because, you know, the kid who voiced Dash obviously isn't doing it again because he's probably has maybe a couple of kids of his own by this point, maybe. I don't know. I haven't looked into it. But, you know, like, they got everybody else is returning. And you know, everyone else is fine. You know, like, I think that's fine. And don't get me wrong, I don't think the kid who voices Dash is off. I actually think he sounds almost exactly alike. So it's totally fine. I'm just thinking maybe they're missing an opportunity from taking a time jump and going right after. It's like we've grown up, and so we want to see our characters grow up with us, and now that we've lived all these years in life, and these characters are still the same age, it's going to feel a little bit odder for us. You know, it's like how when we saw Toy Story 3, it felt right because we had aged with the characters and time had passed with them, and so, you know, it felt right. Where now it's like, well, wait, we're going back in time? Heck, technology has advanced a lot. So I didn't see any smartphones in the original Incredibles. Although they did have the tablet out before the tablet was out. Anyway, but yeah, my biggest fear might feel a little off. What are my predictions? It might be too easy, but this hypnosis guy might just be the guy who's hiring them to be, you know, hiring Helen to be Elastigirl again. You know, I hope it's not, but it's a very easy thing to be. Businessman tries to manipulate superheroes and uses his own superhero abilities to, you know, outmaneuver them, outsmart them, and then has a convoluted plan to take over the world or whatever. I don't know. I'm hoping it's not that and I hope this business guy isn't just evil business guy or corrupt business guy, because honestly, that there's no interesting character you can do with that. The last interesting character that had that sort of thing was named Lord Business. But, okay, that's a prediction, that guy is going to be the hypnosis guy. Other predictions? I don't know. Anything else I don't really have a whole lot on. I hope that there's a lot more action in this, but, you know, looking back at the original Incredibles, they knew that it was both part family drama and part, you know, superhero movie, and they combine them together really well, and I hope they do more of that, and I hope it fits really well inside the whole overarching film. And so now, with that being said, what are the chances it's bad? I mean, Pixar, nowadays, I don't think they have the most perfect track record as they used to, but they still have a pretty dang good track record. And so I think the chances of it being bad after Brad Bird has had all this time to think and wait on the film, I think the chances of it being good are pretty high up there. So I'm only going to give this a 30% chance of being bad with a 70% chance of being good. And now, with that being said, what's my excitement meter at? I am stoked, guys. I am so stoked for this film. It is pretty high up there. I'm so looking forward to The Incredibles 2. The Incredibles is one of my favorite Pixar movies, and I'm so looking forward to seeing what they do with this, and I hope that they bring all the characters that I like to the screen and really make them just as relatable and funny and great and super as they were in the original one. So, that's my prediction for the superhero movie coming out in 2018. That is The Incredibles 2. Thanks for watching, everybody. Be sure to join me on my next prediction. Adios. Be sure to check out some of these other videos on my channel. And wait for more coming soon.